Dante Boxing Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former IBF Junior Middleweight World Champion and the current hard-hitting, undefeated, reigning and defending WBC Middleweight Champion of the World, introducing Jermall Hitman Charlo.
From Providence, Rhode Island, USA, the three-time world champion, WBO middleweight champion of the world, Demetrius Andrade.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? It looks like those Demetrius Andrade walls are closing in on Jermall Charlo, man. Demetrius, he finally responds to everything that Jermall has been saying recently. But Boo Boo is not just rambling off at the mouth. He actually attacked Jermall Charlo's many contradictions that he's made over the last couple of months. This is what he said. Quote, Jermall Charlo making himself look like a damn fool. He say I'm not a matchmaker. Benavidez needs to be vaccinated. Andrade got to beat Montiel first. At least Jermall Charlo got some balls in trying to be undisputed. Jermall, let's unify in September. Hashtag you scared. Let me start by saying this. If Jermall Charlo is going to stay at 160, as he said he will, he already said he wants to unify belts at 160. Why go out there, risk losing to fighters like Montiel, when you could get a massive payday and unify the belts against Demetrius Andrade and possibly become undisputed like your brother, as Andrade pointed out, Jermall Charlo, who's about to be undisputed if he beats his next opponent, which, by the way, is not an easy fight at all. Jermall Charlo averages $1.5 million a fight and 55% of the pay-per-views if it's a pay-per-view fight. Do you guys know Jermall Charlo was offered $7 million to fight Demetrius Andrade and he turned it down? Listen. Demetrius Andrade and Charlo, they have been chasing Canelo Alvarez for over 6 years. And it's obvious they would prefer to fight Canelo first because old media says that Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter in the world. So of course you're going to go after that guy. But if you cannot get that fight, it makes all the sense in the world for Jermall Charlo, at least, because we can't say Andrade because Andrade has been calling out Charlo for years. So it would make all the sense in the world for Jermall Charlo to go after Andrade and unify all the belts. Raise your stock. I mean, becoming undisputed in any division will raise your stock. But becoming undisputed in the middleweight division, you crack the pound for pound list. Because you got to beat a Jermall Charlo or a Demetrius Andrade or even a Gennady Golovkin to become considered undisputed. I mean, once again, Jermall stands to make 7 times the amount of money and win a belt all at the same time. It seems like a win-win situation to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a chance he can lose, but there was a chance that he could lose against Montiel for like $1.5 million. This is simple math right here. And speaking of math, it's so funny when you hear these fans, these Canelo fans and Canelo himself saying that Demetrius Andrade, he just wants a payday. Do you guys know that Demetrius Andrade is worth $7 million? That's his net worth. Guess what Billy Joe Saunders' net worth was before he fought Canelo? It was $2 million. You know what Caleb Smith's was? It was $1.5 million. And Avni Yildirim, it was $100,000 and $50,000 in 2019. So do you guys really think it is only a coincidence? The guy that is worth 3 times more than all of Canelo's previous European opponents happens to be black and is the only boxer that Canelo and Canelo Alvarez fans have accused of only wanting a payday. This makes absolutely no sense, especially when you also consider that not every single one, but from Kovalev to Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Smith, and Caleb Plant, every single one of these guys, when Canelo Alvarez approached them and offered them a fight, all of them demanded more money. They told Canelo to his face, I want a payday, Canelo. If you want to fight me, you're going to have to give me a payday. They said this to Canelo's face damn near, right? This man, Yildirim, was worth $100,000 when he fought Canelo. He made $2 million when he fought him. We know what time it is, man. We know what time it is. So not only does Canelo Alvarez give payouts to weaker opposition, he even gives them a raise. Now, I want to go back to talking about Jermall Charlo. You know, Jermall Charlo, he keeps thinking that he can say the same things that Canelo Alvarez says and he's going to get the same type of reception. Canelo Alvarez, he calls Demetrius Andrade a horrible fighter. Charlo, he follows his lead. He does the exact same thing. He calls Demetrius Andrade a horrible fighter. What Andrade does not understand is these racist fans are not going to protect you like they're going to protect Canelo Alvarez. But just don't take my word for it. Look at how the fans defended Canelo Alvarez when he announced that he was going to fight Yildirim next. And look at what these same fans said when they found out that Charlo was fighting against Montiel next. This is all documented. You can read the comments in here and see what they said for yourself. But we could take it even further than that. Once again, look at the whole calling Demetrius Andrade horrible situation. Canelo Alvarez calls him horrible. All the fans, they say, yeah, he's a horrible fighter. Look at what Canelo said about him. He doesn't have to fight him, etc., etc. Jermall Charlo says the same thing. Go read the comments to this day. You know what all those Canelo Alvarez fans are saying? They're saying Charlo needs to fight Andrade. Andrade needs to fight Charlo. No more he's a horrible fighter when it comes to Charlo, right? So what Charlo has to understand is you are never going to get the type of reception that Canelo Alvarez gets. You would have to be delusional if you think that is the case. That's the problem. A lot of these black boxers are extremely oblivious to the racial double standards that exist in the sport of boxing. Sometimes, even when they're a direct victim of it, they still don't see it, or maybe sometimes they don't want to see it. Maybe Jermall Charlo is a perfect example. He went out of his way to say Canelo is pound for pound the best, Viva Mexico, and don't worry, guys, I have no Mexicans in my division, so you don't have to dislike me. He did all of this, and they still didn't even put him on the top 10 pound for pound list. I seen one list that had Arthur Beterbiev on the list, but not Jermall Charlo. But Jermall, he about to figure out what time it is real soon. Because once again, if he cannot get Gennady Golovkin, he cannot get Canelo Alvarez, and you're going to sit there in the 160-pound division and you're not going to fight Demetrius Andrade, watch how old media goes after Jermall for his level of opposition. If once again, he continues to fight Montiel type of opponents and doesn't do what he's supposed to do, and that's go after Demetrius Andrade. Even an Andrade versus Jermall Charlo fight at 160 would put more pressure on Gennady Golovkin to take that fight. And I don't want to hear these excuses that Golovkin is old. Golovkin is a champion. They ain't never said that Floyd Mayweather was too old. Matter of fact, they wanted Floyd Mayweather to fight Golovkin at middleweight at age 40. So I don't want to hear no old this and old that. If you're a champion of the world in that division, that is no damn excuse. So once again, if Jermall Charlo doesn't fight those names that I just mentioned, and he can't find another big name to face, old media is going to try to make Jermall Charlo as irrelevant as possible in the sport of boxing. You'll see. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Hello, my name is Dominic. I just got my procedure done here at South Carolinas. I was recommended by Dante's Boxing Nation, and it's real. Here's the results. The brother out here, Brother Enoch, is real, and it's a very, very, very good recommendation. I recommend it. 4 hours, you in, you out, and it's the rest of your life.
So if anyone in the world wants this hookup, make sure you contact my man Enoch at 704-499-3471, and make sure to follow him on Instagram. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODkey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.